Hi, people of the Philippines and people of the world. Hit the button below. And you will be subscribing to the Boy Abunda Talk channel on YouTube. Let's keep talking.
Infinite Monkeys and the Boy Abunda Talk channel, in partnership with Lani Abunda Amasa, Thor P. Santos, Michael Alan Sikat, Boy Abunda, and Boy So present
Legalization of marijuana,
Same-sex marriage,
yes or no, divorce, yes or no.
Mahalaga ba ang pagsali sa debate?
Isang kandidato sa Senate or Senado.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to Fast Talk Plus and Why with the 2022 Senatorial candidates. Our guest, Minguita Padilla. Or better yet, Dr. Minguita Padilla.
Good day. Magandang araw sa iyo, Boyet. And salamat. Thank you for inviting me here.
Kumusta ang buhay kampanya?
Mahirap, nakakapagod, especially hindi ako kilala. Di ba? I mean, I started out, nobody knew me. Para akong langaw sa dingding.
So how was that?
Difficult, very humbling. Because you go around and kasama mo mga sikat, di ba? So sila, nakikipagkamay, picture. Ako, nandun ako sa kanto, walang pumapansin sa akin. Tapos yung mga tarpaulins ko noon, walang gustong kumuha. Sino yan? Ayaw namin dyan. Gusto namin kay Ping Lacson, gusto namin kay Tito Soto. It was hard, very, very humbling. But with time, now, iba na. Ngayon, naubusan ako ng tarp. At least meron nang nagpapapicture, meron nang may kilala na sa akin. So, but it was really difficult. The climb was really difficult. And it's not yet easy. And I still have to get there. Pero at least, little by little, tiyaga, no? Tiyaga. And exposure from media.
There are 63 other candidates
Yes.
for the Senate.
Yes.
What are your chances right now as we talk?
They're slim, but not impossible. Let's put it this way. Because my trajectory naman is going up. It's not plateaued, no? And I believe based on my social media and based on the reaction on the ground, I think it's higher than what the surveys are saying. So I have a chance. But it's difficult. Mahirap talaga.
Minguita, what sets you apart from the other candidates?
Aside from the fact that I'm a physician for 34 years, I'm also a crusader. Iba yung krusada iba yung crusader. Talagang you are the type who you don't give up easily. When you have a cause, para kang Rottweiler, hindi mo pinapabayaan, no? Hindi mo tatantanan hanggat makuha mo ang gusto mong gawin, no? With all the problems of the country, especially the corruption, the health problems, the healthcare problems, kailangan ng isang alam yung mga problema. I was in PhilHealth for 1.5 years. I don't think any of the candidates have that perspective. And nung nandun ako, latter part of 2015 to 2016, no? Marami kami nagawang reforma sa loob ng PhilHealth. At nakita ko rin ang mga problema. And isang malaking problema is PhilHealth for our health system. As you know, everybody knows. And unless we can fix that, then we will not have the universal health care that we want for the country. And that's one main advantage for me. And aside from that, my gosh, my many years as a advocate, health advocate, my many years as a consultant for the DOH, for the senators, for the congressmen, as far as making laws are concerned, yung paggagawa talaga ng legislatura, ng mga batas. So at least yon, may ambag na ako. May ambag and a tradition, a family tradition po. Because my father was a Supreme Court Justice. My lolo was a Supreme Court Justice. One of my grand-uncles was a senator. One of my grand-uncles was a congressman. My great-grandfather was a member of the first Malolos Convention and the doctor and the Katipunero. I have so many heroes in the family. And from a very young age, talagang pinukpok sa aming utak na aking ama talaga. To whom much is given, much is expected. So yun ang that's how we grew up Maraming binigay sa yung Diyos, marami ka rin dapat ibalik sa tao. And I think that's one of the things that also sets me apart. Yeah.
Napakagandang pakinggan. Okay, Minguita, let's start our fast talk. Isabong, suspend, or continue, and why?
kailangan i-suspend muna yung isabong kasi grabe ang social cost ng isabong, no? May mga bata na nagiging addict sa isabong. May pulis nagnakaw dahil may utang sa isabong. Nakapagnakaw. May mga tao nagpakamatay. The social costs are too high at walang masyadong yung what you call a regulations, no? Kailangan pag-aralan mabuti ang regulation para maging mas safe sa ating lahat.
Wealth tax, digital tax, why?
I think we should go to digital tax. Yung wealth tax, tinatax na ho ang wealthy. In fact, mataas na ho. Mas mataas na talaga. But the digital tax, it's one aspect of our society, of the economy, na talagang wala pa tayo nakukuha talagang tax no? Pero as far as tax is concerned, we have to also make sure it's collected tama. At wala yung mga, yung mga kotong, wala yung mga kickback, etc., etc. So, I think we should look into digital tax naman po as a change, for a change.
Legalize or criminalize abortion, why?
We have to legalize under certain circumstances, okay? For example, mamamatay, there's danger for the woman, no? Kasi when you criminalize, parang you also condemn the woman, no? And wala pa akong nakikilalang babae na nagpa-abort na talagang gustong-gusto niya gawin. Usually kapit sa patilin. So, I still think it should not be just legal in the sense, no? But siguro merong tayong ibang batas na hindi naman magiging kriminal yung babae, We have to find a middle ground. But we cannot make it so easy that it's just taken for granted.
Are you for or against lowering the age of criminal responsibility? Why?
I'm not for the lowering of the age of criminal responsibility. It's 15, di ba, ngayon? Kasi po, bata pa talaga yung taong yon. Kaya lang, marami naman talagang ginagamit sa krimen. So we have to do something. One, pag nahuli nyo yung bata, ilagay sa isang parang rehab, teaching facility. Huwag ibabalik sa magulang. Kasi ibabalik mo sa magulang yan, same environment, gagawa rin ng krimen yan. Kung recidivist siya, you should also find a way to also hold yung magulang accountable or yung humahawak sa bata. Sila ang dapat talagang parusahan. Yung bata, kung recidivist, ipasok na natin sa rehab ng matagal. Parang drugs na yan Parang drug addict na yan. Uulit at uulit. So we have to treat them as sickness na po.
Anti-terrorism law needs to be amended. Agree, disagree, why?
One part, yes. No? Perhaps look into Section 29. The part na, may part din if you're suspected of terrorism. Kasi kung in the act, okay yun. Talagang in the act, kailangan, kahit walang warrant. Pero suspected, medyo nakakatakot. I think we have to look into that, no? Tapos yung number of days that you can hold a person without any charges, di ba? Mga 14 days yata, medyo mahaba, no? And you can extend. We have to look into that also. Now, the anti-terror bill was a necessary bill, I want to tell you that. Kasi nagiging parayan na tayo sa buong mundo. We were being pressured to have an anti-terror bill because tayo isang haven or taguan na ng mga terorista sa pera. But we have to amend a certain portion.
Are you for or against political dynasty? Why?
I'm against it, but it cannot be legislated. Okay? Against ako sa political dynasty kasi hindi naman talagang dapat yung magkakapatid, mag-ama, mag-ina, nasa isang body, no? Senado or sa Kongreso. And alam niyo ho, may mga private interest talaga itong mga taong ito. I have to be honest, no? But hindi mo pwedeng i-legislate kasi ang tao ang bumoboto I think yung solution talaga dyan ay education. No? Educate the voting public, eliminate poverty, para hindi sila yung parang kuha ng pera. Pero kung magaling kunyari yung mayor mo at magaling yung anak niya, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin hindi pwede kasi anak mo ang magiging mayor. But educate para hindi nila gawin yon.
Bilang isang bansa, ang ating foreign policy, dapat bang kumiling tayo towards China or America? Why?
Actually, hindi tayo dapat kumiling sa either. Okay? Kasi independent foreign policy. Pero ngayon, sa sitwasyon sa Ukraine, no? We have to be a little bit more friendly na sa US, di ba? Hindi siya kikiling, pero i-demand natin yung treatment as an ally. Mas maraming mas maraming pera para pwede tayong magkaroon ng mas magandang defense system, no? We have to have more exercises dun sa West Philippine Sea mismo. Hindi naman ang Amerika ang umaangkin ng ating mga isla It's China. So I would use America, but hindi lang Amerika. Lahat ng mga bansa na may interest sa West Philippine Sea, kailangan natin maging kaibigan, at magamit ang impluensya nila.
Open pit mining or in situ mining? Why?
In situ mining. Kasi open pit mining, sinisira mo lahat. Yung mga halaman, yung kalikasan sa surface. Yung in situ, pupunta ka sa ilalim, no, na hindi mo ginagalaw yung taas. So it's kinder to the environment, that's one. Less greenhouse gases. Tapos hindi mo pinapatay yung mga halaman or kalikasan. Mas mahal lang ng konti, pero it's worth it. It's worth it, no?
Good manners and right conduct or ROTC? Why?
Good manners and right conduct. Kasi kahit anong ROTC gawin mo, sisigaw-sigaw ka, it will give you discipline. Pero paglabas mo, kung wala kang good manners and right conduct, bastos ka pa rin. Diba? I would go with good manners and right conduct and start with the parents. Kasi kung yung teacher sa eskwela, tapos pag uwi mo sa bahay, yung mga magulang, pagtatawanan lang yung bata, alam mo nangyayari yun, ha? Oh, ikaw, akala mo kung sino ka. Diba? It's like tyranny of equals, ika nga, no? Yung mga taga-swatter, gustong umangat, tapos aanuhin siya, pagtatawanan siya, kasi may good manners siya. Start with the family as well. Yeah.
Legalization of wedding. Agree? Disagree? Why?
It's already legal, di ba? Yung small town lottery. I think it's already there. They tried to legalize it through small town lottery. But, you cannot stop it, eh. If you make it legal, there'll be less kickbacks, there'll be less corruption among the police. There's corruption because it's illegal. It's like marijuana, okay? And yet it's there. It's people like to gamble small time. It's libangan. If we legalize, we can actually control. No, we can put safeguards also. So you're better off, legalizing something that people use as a pastime, no? Kaysa cat and mouse, tapos nakakapera pa yung mga pulis. Diba?
Minguita, pag ikay pinalad sa Senado, anong pipiliin mo? Commission on Appointments or Committee on Finance?
Commission on Appointments. Because,
Why?
first of all, I'm not a finance person. No? Second is, Commission on Appointments, mapag-aaralan mo yung mga tao na i-appoint sa mga matataas na posisyon. It's important because I remember I was asked about, give me some questions for this particular cabinet member na gusto maging cabinet member. Hindi ko na sabihin kung sino. I submitted questions. Wala namang nasagot. Pero nakapasa pa rin. No? So parang, I think it's important to have good people in the CA so that magaganda yung mga cabinet members, yung mga officers, no, down the line. So I'm better with the CA than with finance.
Pork barrel, good, bad, why?
It has good intentions, pero bad, marami ang results dahil sa korupsyon. 20% lang po ng pork barrel na binibigay sa mga proyekto. And the study shows 20% talaga nakakaabot dun sa proyekto. It's disgusting, no? Kasi bago makaabot sa baba, may lagay dito, nangumisyon na ito, nangumisyon na siya. So, kahit maganda ang kanyang intensyon, it's the corruption that makes it bad. Now, we might still be able to use it for good. So I don't want to label it evil per se. It's sa paraan ng paggamit ang masama.
Pwede pa bang bumaba ang buwis ng mga empleyado? Oo, hindi, at bakit?
Pwede pa namang bumaba ang buwis ng empleyado. Isa sa mga pinag-aaralan namin, no? Di ba yung mga corporate income tax, ang daming nilang mga, not benefits eh. Yeah, there's so many benefits para mapababa. Tapos net income tax, sa atin, they're only giving us possible 8% ng gross income tax. Yung possibility, no? Especially mga negosyante, etc. So I think, pwede pang ibaba. Make it net income tax, no? Especially sa mga tao na gustong gumawa ng negosyo. Yun ang marami sa mga empleyado. May may sari-sari store, may mababoyan sa backyard. Let's give them incentives, no? So pwede pa ho.
Dapat bang college graduate ang isang senador o mambabatas? Yes, no, why?
Not necessarily, pero dapat sana high school. High school graduate man lang. Kasi, alam nyo, pati janitor, kailangan high school graduate or something, or kahit yung mga clerks, yung trabaho ng clerk ay napakaliit na bagay kumpara sa trabaho ng presidente o ng senador. At alam nyo, kahit yung mga mahihirap, nagsimula sa mahirap, marami kong examples, di ba? Si Manny Pacquiao, mahirap siya, pero he finished something, nagpursigi siya, di ba? Si Ping Lacson, tindera ang nanay, yung tatay jeepney driver, nagpursigi siya. I think it shows you na yung taong ganon, kahit mahirap na nagpursige sa pag-aaral, yun ang mga taong dapat may disiplina na maging leader din.
Mahalaga ba ang pagsali sa debate ng isang kandidato sa eleksyon, yes or no, and why?
Yes, mahalaga. Kasi doon nakikita ng taong bayan kung may, una-una, may nilalaban ba yung ulo mo? Di ba? Anong mga pananaw mo? How do you reason out? Di ba? Lumalabas doon eh. Anong laman ng puso mo? Ikaw ba yung malupit? Ikaw ba ay reasonable? Unreasonable? May mga pangako ka ba na talagang medyo imposible? No? Kasi may mga ganun eh. May medyo imposible yung mga sinasabi nila. So, matatansya mo yung isang tumatakbo. Yes, it's important. No?
Naniniwala ka ba that there were extrajudicial killings during the war on drugs? Oo, hindi, at bakit?
Opo, naniniwala ako kasi even the DOJ itself said, di ba? Di ba, nagkaroon tayo ng reprieve sa ICC kasi sinabi ng DOJ, Department of Justice, na iimbestigahan nila. And they investigated. And it showed talaga na may mga irregularities. So sila mismo nagsabi, may mga talagang merong signs and evidence na merong extrajudicial killings or killings na talagang hindi talagang tugma sa dapat tamang proseso. And all those videos we saw, definitely there was. We cannot say we didn't see those videos, di ba? Si Gian, di ba? Ian. Sino yung naman? Kian, sorry. Si Kian, that's one. We saw the video. I mean, we have evidence, our own eyes.
Bureau of Customs is believed to be the most corrupt agency. Pag ika'y nahalal bilang senador, what will you do and why?
Dapat i-digitalize yung proseso sa Bureau of Customs. No? Ang problema kasi dan, human. No? Yung, sige, tao, humihingi. Kung i-digitalize natin, mababawasan yung human-to-human contact. In fact, dapat i-digitalize halos lahat ng government agencies para hindi na yung tao sa tao eh. Ano na, you can pay, and etc. No, it's easier. Of course, you can still, meron pa rin makakaisip ng paraan. Pero much less ang corruption. So one is digitalization, CCTV cameras also all over the place. Yeah.
Should churches actively campaign in times of elections? Why?
Churches should actively guide. Kailangan gabayan nila ang kanilang mga churchgoers sa paraan ng pagpili ng mga kandidato. Pero syempre, mga pare, obispo, pastor, they're still Filipinos, buboto rin sila. So, pwede silang magkampanya o mag-endorso as themselves, individuals, no? That way, sasabihin niya, bakit father, bakit bishop? Kasi ganito, pwede yon. Pero sabihin mo, ang simbahan ay dapat bumoto sa ganitong kandidato, iba na yon. Because it's going to cause division. Magkakaroon ng fragmentation, divisiveness sa simbahan. So, as individuals, yes, but as a church, guidance lang po, gabayan lang po.
Papapasukin mo ba sa bahay mo ang isang taong unvaccinated? Yes or no? Why?
Yes, pero mapa-antigen ko siya. Kasi may antigen test ako sa bahay. Akong gagawa at ipamamask ko siya. I mean, I wanted to see, especially kung yung dahilan niya sa being unvaccinated is totally arbitrary. Kung meron siyang medical dahilan, maintindihan ko. Pero yung ayaw lang, wala lang, no? Then let them also feel the consequences of their decision. So, antigen test and mask.
Peace talks with the Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army, National Democratic Front, agree or disagree, and why?
I agree na bigyan natin ng magkakataon uli yung peace talks. However, kung mga unreasonable ang kanilang mga demands, then let's stop. No? Alam nyo, one of the controversial policies of this government is that NTF-ELCAC. Okay? And it got such bad press. Pero alam mo, sa pag-iikot ko, boy, nakita ko that a lot of the people in the barrios, they want it. Kasi nakita ko talaga, nag-clearing. So, yung NTF-ELCAC, ang tamang paraan is military operations, i-clear mo sila. Pero, papasok kay NTF-ELCAC para bigyan silang livelihood, whole of government approach. Nakita ko in action. So, we should do that. Okay? Not just peace talks, give them something. Give them livelihood.
Sa iyong pananaw, may ipin ba ang Blue Ribbon Committee ng Senado? Yes or no, and why?
May ipin kung gagamitin sa tamang paraan. Problema, madalas, hindi natatapos ang investigation at hindi nila kinakasuhan. Di ba dapat kasuhan? So itong ebidensya na nakuha nila, nalagap nila, especially like that, the family, for example, overwhelming evidence. And alam ko, may mga grupong, private groups who are willing to file the cases kung makuha nilang ebidensya, hindi binigay. So I think the best way to handle the Blue Ribbon Committee is let the people participate, watch, and if there's any group that's willing to file charges, give them the evidence. Public document naman yun eh, di ba? Para maging effective.
Isang araw pag ika'y pinalad bilang senador, Would you want to be Senate President? Yes, no, and why?
Not immediately kasi baguhan ako eh. Pero siguro after a certain point, and if it's offered to me and I have the chance, why not? Diba? Kasi Senate President 1 is not just the prestige, pero marami kang magagawa eh. You have a lot of say kung anong mga bills ang pagkikinggan, is a schedule, no? You have a lot of say kung paano kakausapin ng mga iba't ibang members ng Senado. So it's a leadership position which is very important. So yes, why not? Pag kunyari feeling ko, kaya ko na. Hindi ngayon, definitely not now. No?
Freedom of speech and press freedom come with the power to invent fake news. Agree or disagree? Why?
It does sometimes. I mean, sadly, talaga merong mga ganon, ha? Kasi ang ating internet, for example, is full of fake news. I've been victimized by that many times, no? So, unfortunately, yes, no? Yung responsableng, I mean, it should not come with it, okay? Hindi dapat kasama yon, pero nangyayari. Na sasabihin niya, freedom of expression, freedom of ganito, freedom of reporting, freedom of expression. Yeah, but there has to be a limit to that. There must be responsibility. Yan ang dapat i-stress natin sa mga tao. Kasi yung pwede mong gawin sa iba, pwede gawin sa'yo. Diba? It comes around. What goes around comes around. So, unfortunately, it's happening. It's happening.
Tama ba o hindi ang kasalukuyang proseso na ang justices and judges are selected and appointed by the JBC and the President of the Philippines? Why?
Alam nyo, that's a difficult situation. Kasi, yeah, that's in our constitution, di ba? Pero, siguro we have to look into it because the President of the Philippines who appoints the justices, dapat independent sila. Pero hindi mo matatanggal ang iba, may utang na loob sa presidente. At kuminsan, hindi nila magagawa ang kailangan gawin, no? Because I know my father was a Supreme Court justice and many times he had to go against the president, no? Pero mahirap gawin. You have to have really the political will and independence ng justice. Dapat talaga ganon. In fact, dapat yung justice hindi pupunta sa mga party, alam mo yon? Kasi they can be influenced. So perhaps the President of the Philippines should not be the appointive power.
As Senator, what would you do to mitigate climate change and why?
So many things, no? Because one is, it's staring at us in the face. Continue work from home whenever you can. Remember, work from home. Did you see the pollution index of the country, of NCR? It went so low. Napakaganda ng hangin. And then, wala tayong problema sa pamasahe, wala tayong problema sa emissions, masyado. Continue work from home when able. Two, alternative energy, especially solar, we have to develop, spend for that. Government must spend for it. I've seen it in action in the provinces. Number three, resiliency. Submerged fish pens to protect our fisher folk whenever there's typhoons. We don't have to keep saying, wala tayong isda. Ginagamit na sa mga ibang probinsya. Bakit hindi sa lahat? Ang dami pwedeng gawin.
Ika'y nanalo bilang senador and you are delivering your first privilege speech. What is it about and why?
For sure, dahil ito ay magiging tukol sa PhilHealth at universal healthcare. Kasi isa sa aking plataforma ay pag-overhaul, hindi lang reforma, overhaul ng PhilHealth. Kasi as I said, I was there, even 1.5 years lang po ako nandun. Nakita ko ang mga problema, nakita ko yung mga anomalya. Nakita ko, for example, yung kanilang computer system ay hindi nag-uusap sa computer system ng ospital. It's porous and fragmented, butas-butas at madaling lusutan. Kailangan maayos yan, no? So PhilHealth, definitely, there's so many problems. And without a good PhilHealth, hindi magkakatotoo yung ating universal healthcare na pangkalahatang kalusugan.
Ang social media ba should be regulated or censored? At bakit?
Regulated lang po, hindi censored, no? Because social media is good, you know? Kung wala tayong social media, siguro hindi ko kayang tumakbo ng Senado. Kasi grabe yung expenses ng Senado. But social media has made it more affordable. Nakakaabot ka ng mas maraming tao. Pero we have to admit, meron din mga irresponsable. Di ba? Paninira, fake news. So regulation. Pero you don't call it censorship, but you call it regulation.
Do you dream of becoming president of this country? Yes or no, and why?
I have never dreamed of becoming president of this country. But if that's what, alam mo, I believe it's destiny. The presidency is destiny. You work for it. Like the Senate, it's also, you work for it, pero part of that is also destiny. Kung kung gusto ng Diyos mangyari, kahit ilang demonyo, hindi ka mapipigil. Kung ayaw ng Diyos, kahit ilang anghel, hindi mo mangyayari. So it's destiny. So right now, hindi ko iniisip. I've never thought of it. But even the Senate, I never thought of it before. It was just something I had to do based on a need, based on a call. So, I don't dream of it at the moment.
If you had the power to fire someone in government today,
Today,
who is this and why?
hirap na tanong yan Actually, meron pero hindi today Secretary Duque. No? Kasi dapat noon pa, ang tagal-tagal na noon, the senators asked him for his resignation. And I saw for myself yung hirap natin. Yung maraming mga policies na talagang hindi mabuti, marami mga takot ng magsalita. No? The family was another one. No? I mean, it was also him who transferred the money to the PSDBM. President Duterte was so gracious. Ayaw niyang i-fire, pero binigyan siya ng opening noon. Sinabi niya, if you resign, I will accept. Sinabi niya in public. Dapat he should have done it that time. So maybe, I mean, he's my friend, but there's only one. No?
You're an advocate, you're a public servant, you're a child of God, you're a daughter, a wife, you're a sister. Who are you first and why?
I'm first a child of God. Because if you're a child of God, everything follows Alam mo sa aking Facebook personal account, may page ako sa personal, ang aking motto dyan is speak Lord, your servant is listening. Kasi kung child of God ka, makikinig ka You'll listen. And then you're also going to be a good wife. You'll be a good sister. You'll be a good person. So it starts with that, child of God.
Maraming salamat. We've done 30 political policy questions. Ngayon naman, panahon na para sa ating mga nakakatuwa.
Okay. Parang mas nakakatakot itong nakakatuwa.
Light, fast talk
Okay.
questions. Minguita, is that lights on or lights off and why?
Lights on, but dim. Because I want to see something. Gusto ko rin makikita ako.
Best time for sex and why?
Early morning.
Bakit?
Hormones are higher.
Okay.
Medical yun,
Yes. There are 63 other candidates for the
Okay.
Senate. And you had that power. Kung may dadalhin ka, isasama ka sa langit. Sino yan at bakit?
Siguro si Manny Piñol.
Bakit?
Kasi nakilala ko siya, napakagaling na tao. And he's a farmer. And he really loves the farmers and the fisher folk. At napakatalinong tao. No? Tapos naging matapit kami dahil kahit NPC siya, nangangampanya kami together. May joke nga kami. Alam mo yung itsura ni Manny Piñol? Short, no? 52 ang number niya, 5'2" daw ang height niya. Di ba? He's funny and he's smart. And he's a good person. So, maraming bumabati ko sa kanya noon. Pero, ako, I really know what he went through and he loves his country. And sabi nga niya sa mga tao, nag-speech siya, ito, nakita niyo si Doktora? Gwapa, no? Alam mo, ang sikreto niya, pants. Sabi niya, pants. Ako, sabi niya, perla. Sabi niya, nilalaba ang mukha ko. Sabi niya, nakakatawa siya. So I think he's, si Manny Piñol na
He would be fun.
He would be fun. And he deserves it.
Okay. Kung may isasama ka naman sa impyerno
Naku,
among them, sino at bakit?
Hindi ako pupuntang impyerno. Wala akong isasama sa impyerno.
Okay. Yes or no, does size matter and why?
I think it's how you use it.
Okay. Is it sex or Wi-Fi and why?
Both. Pwede bang both? Kasi,
Why?
I don't know. You can, that's a bagay. You cannot do without Wi-Fi, but you can do without sex. No? So Wi-Fi na lang.
Okay.
Essential yung Wi-Fi
Okay, another sex question. Sex or chocolates and why?
Sex na lang. Kasi nakakataba ang chocolate. Sex hindi, di ba?
Sex or Senado?
Both. Kasi kailangan balanse yung buhay mo. Hindi pwedeng isa or the other. Kasi kung puro Senado, walang sex, or puro sex, walang Senado, wala mangyayari sa atin, di ba?
Minguita, last question.
Yeah.
You are the pearly gates and God is there. And He asks you, my daughter, what was the best thing you did for me? Anong sasabihin mo at bakit?
I serve the least of your children. Yun lang. Ginawa ko lahat na magagawa ko para tulungan yung mga walang laban. Yun, pinaglaban ko yung mga walang laban. And I think that's the best thing I can give you. That's it.
Maraming salamat, Minguita.
Thank you. Thank you.
Those are beautiful words. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, boy.
At mabuhay ka and God bless you.
Thank you, boy. Maraming salamat sa iyo.
Sponsored by Jonathan So and Carl Macadandang of Tok Tok and Siomai King, Mario Theros of Ultra Fit Coffee, and Boy So of La Carmela de Boracay.
Hi, people of the Philippines and people of the world. Hit the button below. And you will be subscribing to the Boy Abunda Talk channel on YouTube. Let's keep talking.